The markets have been volatile with Bitcoin, but we've all seen this before. This is buy high and sell higher season. This is Bitcoin season. This is full-blown buy the dip season. But when is it going to be altcoin season? That's where millions are made. So that is the $1 million question we're going to be answering in today's video. We talk about my game plan on how to navigate all the different phases of this epic, raging bull market. So I can make sure to take advantage of this bull market, and so can you. And stay tuned till the very end of this video because I'm going to share a super Degen meme coin that has the potential to run. So, okay, if that sounds good to you, my name is Jessica, reporting from the clouds here in Bangkok, and let's jump into it. That said, we're going to start off by first checking out Bitcoin's price. We know that, what was it, a day and a half ago now, Bitcoin was teetering, kind of flirting with 90,000, reaching $90,000. It's more or less corrected a little bit, which is very normal because we're reaching new higher highs. So very, very normal, nothing to be scared of. Let's jump over and just take a look at Bitcoin inflows. We're always and forever going to check the inflows because they tell us from a top-down approach from the top investors in the world and the top investment funds of the world. It tells us how they're thinking and what they're doing. So we're always going to check. And as of November 12th, which is for me here in Bangkok, yesterday, but for you, it still may be today, the end of November 12th, we didn't see so much action. And just always remember that these top investment and hedge funds of the world, they have a next level method of playing the market. And so whether they buy or don't, like if they buy, that's definitely bullish. But if they don't buy, don't take that necessarily as a negative sentiment always, because there's strategy at play. Remember, they are new to crypto, but they are bigger than us. And so in many ways, I believe, and there's been other data out there in some of my previous videos, I've shared this, where I believe they are in a way also playing the crypto retail market so that they can shake us out. So maybe this is a fear indicator they're trying to send us and to kind of shake us out to get us to sell, to get scared. So then Bitcoin goes on sale and then they can buy. So I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but I'm not saying it's not either. I'm just pointing out potential reasons for these inflows to look so low. Next, let's look at what Eric Balchunas has to say. He is the senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg. So once again, we like to follow the money and we like to follow and listen to and take into consideration, in any case, those that are more educated than us in markets, right? So Eric Balchunas would be one of these individuals. And what he has to say is this. He says, the Bitcoin industrial complex had another hell of a day with 30 billion worth of shares traded. Second biggest day ever after yesterday. Still super elevated, but cooling off. But let's look at the date. That is today. So very, very accurate and timely message. We're cooling off. And just always remember as well that this is healthy, right? Things can't just go up forever, even though we are in that big picture phase of the Bitcoin dominance market and bull run. But it is very normal and healthy for it to correct just a little bit, which it has been doing. And then here, just a super bullish picture. I just wanted to share with you guys. This is the sentiment we're all feeling right now, right? 90K Bitcoin, here we come. We know we're looking at, based on yesterday's video, if you missed it, I'd encourage you to go check it out. We are looking at $100,000 to $300,000 Bitcoin based off of VanEck CEO. Go check out that video from yesterday if you want to know what I'm referencing. So it's here, guys. I want to say it's like Christmas. It's like a Bitcoin Christmas. It's here. And ironically enough, Christmas is around the corner, which is very, very exciting and means that we're going to have a wonderful holiday season. I love Christmas personally. Anyway, so this is from Kyle, and he says, Bitcoin has not actually hit 90K yet, but it effing will. If not, I'll tattoo the top comment on my ass. Oh no. And I will laugh very, very hard and take pictures for you guys. And then from here, I know I'm all the way zoomed in, so I'll zoom out. This is from Byzantine General. And he says, we deserve this. Like this bull run means a lot to the world. This means a lot to the new institutional investors. This means a lot to the world, really. The fact that Bitcoin is now going to be integrated into the Federal Reserve, which pretty much has an impact on the US dollar and therefore the rest of the macro global economy. This is pretty huge, but I think that this bull run means so much more to you and me, those that have been through a previous bull market and this really long bear market we're all coming out of. It means a lot. It means a lot for many of the reasons that we see on the screen. This is what we have been through. We had 3 arrows. I don't know if you can see on my screen. We had 3 arrows fund file for bankruptcy, that whole disaster that led to the last bull run's pop, or like head of the market before it collapsed. We had Genesis file, the lending unit of Genesis file for US bankruptcy. We had poor CEO CZ of Binance sued. He just came out of jail. Some might say it was like deserved, undeserved. I think we've had a lack of clarity around crypto regulation. It goes without saying. So the fact that he was found guilty, and this is a whole other conversation I won't get into for the sake of today's video. But anyway, not here or there. I think it was undeserving, but there has been a lack of clarity in crypto regulation. So maybe it was deserving in a justified ignorant way. But that said, we've had Terraforma Labs files for bankruptcy. We had the whole Sam Bankman-Friedman disaster fraud case. He's still in jail. We've had so much happen to us as the crypto market that the fact that we are still here and that now we're seeing Bitcoin crowd near 90K on its way to 100K, 300K, it may go up to 500K. This is like, we deserve this. If you're still here, you deserve this. I'm so happy for you. And I will do my best to be here for you every single day. My schedule is a bit challenging. And as of right now, I'm sick, even though you can't hear it, thanks to nasal sprays. But it will be my commitment to you, to try my very, very hardest to be here every single day for you. So that is my goal. So you can rely on me coming to you as frequently as humanly possible. Next, very, very interesting. It is a bit lengthy, but you are here, so I'm going to read it to you. And this is from Miles. He has great content. And in this tweet thread that I'm going to read to you, or just kind of skim through to summarize it, is, he answers this big kind of looming pending question that we all feel in the air and are wondering is, where are we in the crypto cycle? I've shared this in my past videos, but basically you can zoom out and view and think of the crypto market, bull market cycle into 4 phases, right? Phase 1 passed, phase 2 was pumping, but a lot of sideways. Phase 3 is where the life-changing, literally, change your life, change your mother's lives, retire yourself, invest in yourself for your dreams and your goals. That is the phase of the market that we are in right now. Phase 3. And that's what this whole thread breaks down. This chart, I'll zoom in for you shortly, and it basically lines up all past bull markets, and you can see the general, correlation between them all, and you can see how we're just starting the parabolic run up of the market. Yeah, that's what he says here, right? So extrapolating this data, you can assert that we are now in phase 3 of the bull run. Here's another chart. Hopefully you can see my screen, and maybe you don't understand everything that's going on here and what all the boxes mean and circles, but I'm quite certain you can see a general pattern going on the screen, right? And what you can see is where we're at right now. And if you're looking at where we're at right now, you would understand like we're on the run up phase. Like this is where Bitcoin goes up 200% or more, right? So, and then here's another chart. I took a screenshot of it for myself. This is super, super important. I'd encourage you to pause the video right here and just look at it. Take a screenshot, write it down, put some notifications on your calendar, and remind yourself that we might be looking at all-time highs, surpassing past bull run around, potentially around the third, like put it this way, January, okay? And we might be like, just take your time, read through this. And it looks like this parabolic phase of the bull run could be ending somewhere around the end of May, early June into August. So end of May, June, July, August. You need to put calendar reminders on your calendar, write it on your wall, tell your mom to remind you, tell your friends to remind you, and be listening to this channel, be tuning in, because that's when you want to make sure that you're cashing out in tranches, not all at once, or you're going to like crash, you're going to like cause havoc in the market. Take out tranches at a time. Every time a token pumps a little bit more, take out, I don't know, 5, 10%, and start stashing it. Start rolling it into Bitcoin. If there's any left at that point, roll it into stablecoin, into USDC, USDT. I wouldn't put them all into the same one because we did have some drama. You just never want all your eggs in one basket, right? So start cashing out, stashing up USDT, USDC, put it into the strong blue chip. Start thinking of like, think of your future. Put another chunk into Chainlink, put another chunk into Doge. Oh my God. I'm not exactly covering it in this video, but the Department of Government Efficiency is officially, it's all over Twitter. You've probably seen it. It's officially a department of the government, and it's going to be led by Elon and Vivek Ramaswamy. Super freaking funny, which means, oh, this is Rupert if you hear all this noise in the background. Rupert, you want to say hi? You want to say hello? I think we should make a Super Rupert meme token. Say hi. He's very shy. Anyway, that said, take a screenshot. This is a whole video, but the point is around May to be early. And think of maybe even a strategy, like take out a portion of May and then keep maybe like 10% in the market between like maybe June and August, money that you're willing to lose, but you may also potentially make a ton of money on, because that last stretch of the bull run, the parabolic phase, runs the hardest. But it's really hard to time, impossible to time. So anyway, topic for another video. Let's keep going. So here from Benjamin Cohen, we can see what he's saying about the market. He says, with the recent move we've seen these last like 2-3 days where Bitcoin's like crowded near 90,000, we're basically at the year to date ROI of Bitcoin the same as the average of 2012, 2016, 2020 prior halving years. So we've reached this point quite fast and early in the cycle. And it's just a phenomenal reminder and sort of precedent of how high we're going to run this bull run. And here, let me zoom out for a second. This is by Tech Dev. And he says, this timeline is euphoric, right? You almost want to say you feel like euphoria in the air already. But keep in mind, as I was saying in my yesterday's video, that we're not seeing Bitcoin all over mainstream media yet. Right? We don't have our parents and our family buying Bitcoin yet, do we? No. I go through a list of top market signals that indicate to us that the market might go down or that we've reached the top. So I'd encourage you once again to go watch yesterday's video if you haven't, but we want to say we feel like it's euphoric already. So maybe that has some people scared. Oh, I missed the pump, or maybe it's going down now. That's the top, stuff like that. But there are better ways to measure this. And here is, what does this stand for? Like near, what does it stand for? I can't remember what this NUPL stands for, but basically it's the net unrealized profit and loss indicator, which is what you see here at the bottom. It is quite small, so it might be hard for you to read, but you just have to watch out for those red arrows, right, on this bottom chart. And when you see us, right now we are in this orange little circle area. Once you see us up in the euphoria maroon colored row, then that is when you know we're almost near the top, right? And there's going to be a correction. And as you can see right now, we just kind of peaked up into the belief zone, and we're not even at the top of the belief zone. All right, so there's a lot of room for us to still run up. And that's what's very important. That's why these indicators are so awesome. I'm not a pro trader. I don't pretend to be. That's why I still Google and research what everything means. But I've been doing it for a minute now, like a good year or so. And so it's all connecting and drawing, painting a picture for me. So very, very interesting, which is why I bring it to you. Next, here we have from Gert van Legen. He says, long-term holders, this is to zoom in on this point that I was making. He says, long-term holders are approaching the euphoria zone at 100K. In the past, entering the zone led to at least a 200% price surge. Even with just 100% gain this time, that would mean a target of $200,000 worth of a Bitcoin. So isn't that amazing? It tells us that, like, worst case scenario, the simple fact, we've entered this zone, the euphoria zone. It tells us that we should hit a target of at least $200,000 worth of a Bitcoin, which is amazing. So very, very, very exciting. And then here from Willy Woo, I haven't heard from him in a minute. He's like proper crypto OG. Very, very crypto, like very, very OG. This is what he's saying. So Bitcoin price levels, like this is how he predicts more or less, or thinks it might unfold, would be an 88 to 91K Bitcoin. Like once it's going to teeter within this phase is what he's saying. And then it's going to shoot up to $102,000 Bitcoin. This is his reasoning for it. He says, when BTC breaks into all-time highs, this is so, so good. I'm so glad he wrote this, right? He says, when it breaks into all-time highs, there's no prior history of resistance for the market to trade around, right? So this means there's no more data or past historical reference for us to keep like analyzing the patterns, right? Because we've never been here before. It's like uncharted territories, right? It's new. He says, this means price goes into unfettered price discovery. So expect wild swings. Like we're officially in like the new like wild, wild west of like Bitcoin price discovery is what this means, right? So now that we're in uncharted territories, we have two guides, technical analysis guides, to help us find new resistance, to help us determine a new floor and a potential new support line, right? So there's Fibonacci bands, and using magic numbers seen in nature, right? So there's Fibonacci bands and real liquidation levels of market positions, right? So these are going to be our two guiding lights, so to speak, right? 88 to 91,000 was the first target. We hit it. Consolidation should happen here. So that's what I was saying in the beginning, right? Like we're going to kind of trend within this like sideways, 88 to 91,000. This is both from a local Fibonacci levels and liquidation levels where most of the shorts have been taken out It's the end of compulsory buying from short sellers getting cold. At $102,000 worth of a Bitcoin is the next macro Fibonacci, using last cycle high and this cycle low. Let's see where new liquidations cluster around. But for now, that's our next target based on Fibonacci's. Isn't that amazing? I love all these like technical analysis, like charts and stuff. They like really come to life once you connect them all. Amazing. Anyway, next, what we're looking at the screen, this is by Brett. This is the USDT dominance chart. So he says the USDT tapped the support line overnight, and this was November 12th. So this is like your nighttime. This was a few hours ago, basically, maybe like 7 hours ago. He goes, this will be interesting to watch. It has led us to a significant pullback 5 out of 5 times since 2018's peak. So he says, note, in April 2021, over here, he says, erode the line for a few weeks. So potential, right? Allowing Bitcoin to trend sideways before a sell-off. While the other 4 times, it was a pretty quick rejection. So this is very, very interesting. This is kind of like the other side of the coin to the argument I was making a moment ago on how we could either trend for a few weeks until we break. I don't even think a few weeks, because this bull market has been so different now that Trump's president. Now that we have like Elon and Vivek and RF Kennedy, like, wow. This bull market may be very different. So I don't know if it's going to play out this way, but how can I say this? For the sake of being very careful and wise in managing your potential expectations, since I understand I'm, in a position of, I don't want to say like authority, but like, yeah, like a leader in sharing and in knowing this information that I bring to you. I want to be careful in setting expectations. So what could happen is that Bitcoin will just continue to skyrocket all the way up to 300,000, 500,000, or we could trend temporarily between this $88,000, $91,000, right? It could happen just based on past historical data. But moving on, some exciting news. Once again, if you watched yesterday's video, this would make sense to you. It's like a building block. We know that within the bull run, right, there's 4 phases, as I said. And for a while, and we're going to get into this in a second, Bitcoin dominance needs to lead the way. It's like fattening up the cow before you slaughter it. I'm not going to say we're going to slaughter Bitcoin, but like Bitcoin needs to swell. Bitcoin needs to swell and swell and swell until then it kind of like that liquidity and that value starts rolling over into altcoins. And then that's when we all start getting super, super rich, right? If you're holding good tokens, let me know what you're holding. Once again, there's this sort of like transition period towards the end of Bitcoin dominance where we see some of that value going into Ethereum. And then right before, Bitcoin kind of finds its new price point, it's like the foundation or the floor for the whole crypto parabolic bull run phase. From there, there's usually like I don't want to say competition, but like this sort of like ebb and flow between Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's like, and so when you start seeing a lot of value rolled into Ethereum, that's a sign to all of us like, oh my God, it's going down. Soon all this value is going to roll over into our altcoins, our other tokens, right? And so this is super exciting in light of that context, because today, yesterday for me, but today, end of day for you, maybe, we saw a record high, a record green candle for Ethereum's spot ETFs. So this is just like, it's just like flashing lights in your face telling you it's happening, it's going down. Next, Here, once again, we have from Benjamin Cohen. He says, there's still a decent chance that alts and BTC pairs will go to the range lows. Okay, so once again, I'm always going to give you like the pro and the con on what could potentially happen. And that's what Benjamin Cohen is arguing for here. You know, he says that there's still a chance that alt BTC pairs might go to the range lows. They really are not that far away, in fact, he says. As of November 2020, they went from the current levels to the range lows in about a month. Why? Potentially because many people are like, oh, Bitcoin's running, maybe I should take my money from my other altcoins and buy more Bitcoin, right? I don't know. That's probably what's happening. And so altcoins kind of go down, right? With BTC dominance at 60%, it can already make sense to diversify, as not all alts have to bottom against BTC at the same time, right? So because BTC dominance, Bitcoin dominance is at 60%, it could already make sense to diversify into other altcoins, because this is pretty much the last time they're on sale. And then from here, they may go a little lower, which will make it extra on sale and cheaper and more affordable for you to buy into your favorite altcoins and the blue chips. But so it's always a gamble, right? Like, you can't time the market. You don't know for sure. So I would say what I'm doing is I'm not waiting for a super bottom to roll in, like a super, super discounted price for the altcoins. I'm just already buying like more, or like moving out of the coins I don't know very much about. Like, I forgot why I'm holding them, or I haven't heard very much from the teams. And I'm already buying more of them. And I'm rolling some of those profits into Bitcoin, period. Because I know both are going to go up in value. The exact time on when this is going to happen, who knows? But who cares? Because they're both going to go up in value. Like, a blue chip is a blue chip and Bitcoin is Bitcoin, But if you do care about the price, very much so, then just know now is a very good time to buy some altcoins, and also a super good time to buy some more Bitcoin, because there may be some dips, but I don't think we're going back down, guys, to like another 60,000, like 60 some $1,000 Bitcoin. Like, I don't think so. Like, I just don't think so, right? Anyways, and then he just wraps it up. I don't think many of you guys are very new to crypto. I have received some of your messages from those of you who are, so I'm going to read this for you. But he says, if you're new to the cryptoverse, if you're new to crypto, please understand that alts, BTC pairs, are not the same thing as alt USD pairs. All I'll just add to that is that you don't have to be a pro trader to do good in crypto. I'm more of a fundamentalist, meaning I understand fundamentally that Bitcoin has a limited supply. Only 21 million will ever be made. Many of them are lost forever. So I understand in the long run, Bitcoin's going to go up to like $1 million, right? So for me, I don't care so much about the ups and the downs in the meantime, right? I just don't. And for the blue chip altcoins that I know I'm holding, that I know are good, I also don't care so much if they go down. If they go up a lot, I'm super excited, right? And I might take a little bit of those profits, like a little piece, to like sort of gamble with on some super, super hot meme coins that I know are going to run like crazy. But that's only because I'm definitely an insider, and I definitely know when I hear of like hot meme coins, and that's why you may want to join my Telegram community. Is linked below, because I will just drop it into the chat. So you want to keep your eyes peeled, because I will share what I know with you. But those are risky plays. I will always tell you to do your own research and to not invest more than you can afford to lose. But anyway, all of this to kind of wrap up and say that you don't have to know technical analysis or trading to be in crypto. So Cohen's comment here at the end saying, like, if you're new, then you may not know this, but there are different types of pairs. Like, don't worry about that. If you want to get a breakdown of technical analysis, Welcome to my channel once again, because I'll do my best to explain them to you in a way that will make sense to you without you having to be a trader, okay? But don't take that as like a talking down to you if you don't understand the difference, because you don't have to know everything about crypto to do well. Anyway, you just need to know who to follow. That's what it comes down to, right? And you can definitely follow me because I will not play you and I will not dump on you. Okay, so next, here we have, what does this say? This is from Income Sharks, and it says, Bitcoin, dominance going up means a bigger altcoin season later. Remember I was telling you, Bitcoin has to swell. It has to swell up like a pig or a cow before slaughter, right? Like it's like fattening it before Christmas. That's what has to happen to Bitcoin. Before then, all that value rolls over into altcoins, right? So the longer Bitcoin runs up, don't worry if you don't see altcoins pumping right away. It just means it's going to be big. It's going to be even bigger once the flippening happens, okay? So he says, dominance going down, but when Bitcoin dominance goes down, that's why you see two arrows on my screen, it just means that altcoin season is now in effect. But to literally read what he's saying on the screen, right? He says like dominance going up means a bigger altcoin season. Dominance going down from where we are right now in the market would just mean a less powerful altcoin season. So it's just not time, is what he's saying. Right now, it's time for Bitcoin to run up. It's a good signal. It lays a good foundation. And then it tells us that when it's altcoin season, it's going to be a tsunami. So he says, and then he wraps it up by saying like he's good with either outcome, but that's probably because, oh my baby, but that's probably because he's well positioned already, right? Anyways, let's move on. And then he goes on to say, people keep asking me why Bitcoin is going up with the DXY. But as I said, this is exactly what happened in Q4 of 2016. So once again, Bitcoin and the crypto market rhymes, right? It says Bitcoin and DXY are not always negatively correlated, despite that being the prevailing opinion. So some more, how can I say this? Another signal for you or sign that we're definitely in phase 3, the parabolic phase of the bull run. It just depends on how long we trend between $88,000 and $91,000 worth of the Bitcoin is when you see stuff like this going on, right? So we have Coinbase, their coin, which is ticker coin, just became the second most downloaded finance in the App Store. So this is an indicator for us that retail, or like the normies or your friends and your mom, and I keep saying mom, even though my mom is like in crypto, quite like not super crypto savvy, but she knows enough. This is when everyone new to crypto, let me put it that way. This is a sign that they're going to be entering soon because Coinbase's app is really user-friendly, I've heard, even though I don't use it myself, which means that once Bitcoin, I would say, is like at $150,000, that's when like I believe, I'm calling it, it's going to be like new people are going to start entering. And that's when this app is going to be so well positioned to help them come into crypto. So this is very exciting. So very likely as of today, by the time you see this video, it may be the #1 most downloaded finance app in the App Store. And this is a sign to us once again, right? That's what it tells us. And this is phenomenal because just last week, okay, not a month ago, not 3 months ago, just last week, it was the 3rd most downloaded finance app. So this is huge because it basically tells us how much and how fast the parabola, the insanity, like Black Friday shopping, like how soon it's coming in and encroaching upon us. If in less than 1 week or in 1 week's time, it went from the 33rd most downloaded finance app to the second, to very likely the first today. So huge things are coming, guys. And that's what I hope you're getting from this video, is the sense of urgency in my voice and the fact that it's here. It's here, you know, it's amazing. And then here, some more very exciting news. We have the government, the Bhutanese government, has been mining. Like, good for them, you know. I wonder who told them about Bitcoin. They have been mining Bitcoin since April 2019. Amazing. When it was around $5,000. So this is like shortly after I entered crypto. So good for them. Now they have over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So all of this to say that maybe you feel like you missed the pump. Maybe you feel like, oh, Bitcoin's so expensive, you know, I'm going to wait for a correction. No, because at the time, I remember, because I was here, people sometimes were still complaining about Bitcoin being too expensive because they kept thinking back and referencing to their friends that they heard bought Bitcoin for $100, $500. And so they feel bad, right? They feel like, and it's more expensive, right? So all of that to say that if you feel like you missed the pump, you haven't. Like, think about how cheap and how bad you're going to feel once Bitcoin reaches $1 million or even $300,000. And you're going to be like, why did I not buy even a little bit when it was at 80,000, 90,000? So good for them. And all of this to paint a picture of, you know, and give us a sense of perspective when it comes to how valuable Bitcoin's going to be. Right now is still considered a gigantic Black Friday sale, guys, okay? And then here, super funny and tremendous at the same time, is the fact that Dogecoin is now more valuable. This shows us the power of crypto. Like, sure, you may want to hate on it because it's like, oh, meme coins and Shiba Inu is not real and, you know, stuff like that. But what speaks and what is valuable is what we decide is valuable. That's what makes something valuable, right? A dollar bill, which I don't have right now in front of me, just a piece of paper. It's not even backed by gold anymore. And yet that's what we're all just trading, like monopoly money around with each other. So who cares? We can decide that Dogecoin is valuable, right? I'm pretty sure someday in the very near future, and that's the whole point of cryptocurrencies, people are going to be able to buy pizza with Dogecoin. People are going to be able to pay for a taxi, their Grab, their Uber drive with, you know, some Popcat. You know, that is the future. That is the world we're entering. It's tremendous because now Dogecoin is more valuable than 94% of companies in the S&P 500. Let that sink in. Almost 100%. 94,000. Sorry. Yeah. 94% of companies in the S&P 500. That's huge. And the parabolic phase of the crypto market hasn't even started yet. Amazing. Just another indicator for you here. It says that when the MVRV crosses 78%, it's a signal. It signals a market top for Dogecoin and Doge. After today's price correction, the MVR has reset to 45.65. So there was a little correction, which suggests it's healthy, once again, that Doge still has room to climb. And then if you're looking at the chart on the screen, you will see the two previous cycles and what those charts look like. And you would see that where we are now is still in the sideways motion part, comparable to the last sideways trending portions of each bull run, which means we're still looking at the run-up phase. It means we haven't really looked at Doge's run-up phase, which is amazing and very, very exciting, guys. Next, in terms of some alpha for you guys, I still need to top up on my bonk. I feel very bad. I sold my bonk like a month ago. or maybe more, maybe like 2 months ago. I don't know why. I didn't know very much about Bonk, and I was like, what is this? I want to sell it. And I'm going to buy it back. But Bonk is projected, as you can see on my screen, based on Kaito AI, which is a research tool, a little expensive, but very, very good tool. It says, like, are we declaring Bonk as the Doge of Solana? Today's top 2 meme coins mindshare gainers were Doge and Bonk. So don't fade Bonk, guys. I'm not telling you to buy it. As I just said, I'm not even holding any. I will before you get this video, but I'm just trying to look out for your well-being, and not financial advice, but like, you may want to look into Bonk, guys. Next, according to Ansem, who's also been in the crypto space a very long time, most of you may know who he is. I don't personally know him, but I know he's like really respected. That's over here. We have like, we love tits. Anyway, who cares? So he lists out the top tokens, according to him, that could retire your bloodline, right? So you have like Solana, WIF, Mu, USDT, Mogu, Phantom, Prime USD, RKL, B, Rocket Labs US, and Runestone. I'm not holding all of these, I'm holding like half of them. But just for you to go do some research. And for low caps, we have Michi, Mother, I know is a big one. And then Smoking Chicken Fish. I do have that one as well. And just some reasons for us to believe all the more that this bull run is going to be so, so different. Our future is going to be so different. I'm so excited for our future, is basically because Senator Cynthia Lummis, who we know has been championing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, she like fought for us like months before Trump finally got elected. Really respect her. She says we can expect to pass the strategic Bitcoin reserve bill in the first 100 days of Trump's presidency. So that takes us basically into January. So by January, which means it, anyway, there are many reasons, bullish reasons to take us through the holidays, but definitely by January, February at the latest, because things kind of shut down for Christmas and the holidays, we can expect the strategic Bitcoin bill reserve bill to be implemented within this time frame. And then we know she is leading the way when it comes to crypto mindshare, right? Like, this is her as one of the top gainers. Amazing. Anyways, guys, and then here's a little bit more news on this. And I couldn't agree more. This is from Kaduna. He says, basically, long story short, he's like re-quoting what Marty Party, also a very good channel, really good content. He basically shares like what this whole Bitcoin reserve bill has to say and how it references it as digital gold. So if you want to go read more about this, like, go check it out on Marty Party's page. But he says, it's so nice. Like, we would know in crypto, there's always like new narratives, new stories, new things that are hot, meme coins, it's cats, it's dogs, it's, the church of something. There's different themes and narratives always going on in crypto, but it's really nice and refreshing and tells us this is here to stay when you hear continued and ongoing news about the strategic Bitcoin reserve. So it feels very, very exciting, as he says, to have a narrative last longer than 2 days. And then furthermore, this subject will be discussed not for months or years, but for decades to come, because it's that revolutionary, guys. We are living history and we're doing it together. So I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe. I'm committing to you to bring you news every single day, at least Monday through Friday, no matter where I am in the world, traveling, sick as I am now. I love you very much, and I want you to succeed this bull run. So please leave me your questions below, and I will be back here again tomorrow with some more news. Ciao.